clothing I've been to a few festivals and clothing doesn't normally come off till the midnight show. So that was awesome. I also want to tell you guys, you probably don't see our press packets, but all the improvisers are unhealthy apparently, these people in New York. We all got these Bragg's simple health bags in our press packets. You guys look at this, all these like supplements. But there was no there was no like paper that said, oh, since we think you guys are really unhealthy, here's a bag of this. It was just, this was dipped in there. So here, you can hold on to this. It's not me saying I think you're unhealthy. You might need that. Just hold it. Frank, you need it. So thanks so much for coming. I'm Matt, this is Dan, and we're Frank. We're from Chicago. Yay. Woo! Yeah! So we're here to perform some improv for you. I hope there are some people out there that have never seen an improv show before, because they're the ones who are going to realize that we didn't write this beforehand. So can we get a suggestion? We're going to get one suggestion. So this is going to be, I was walking down the streets of New York near the baseball stadium, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like handing me something, and I say, sorry, I don't have anything. He's like, no, this is for you! And he hands me this box, and it says Matt Lang on it. I'm like, okay. So I open it up, and what's inside of it?
Frames.
Frames?
Frames.
What?
Frames.
Frames. Frames. Thank you very much. Frames. Yes. My finest work. I couldn't part with it if I tried. Seems almost alive. That's just a fantasy. Sucks. The whole meal sucks.
It does suck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I hate this place. I can only say that because this is the back of the restaurant. Don't go saying that to my boss.
No, I'm not going to go out there and tell everyone, but being someone who works at the restaurant, I would think you would think this place doesn't suck. One of those things.
Well, you would be wrong.
It sucks.
See all these like nets over here with lobsters?
It's supposed to make it look
What is
really
that supposed to
nice.
be?
I don't know. Like I'm in
we have Cape Cod or something?
I know, we're in Houston, right?
Yeah. We have like astronauts and oil.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, why am I eating like this stuff in Houston? I should be eating like, cowboys.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like lobster?
I know.
In Houston?
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen a fucking lobster in Gulf of Mexico.
Right. I mean, he might have used to be there, but now there's cowboys everywhere.
Yeah, maybe like the licensing or something, but you, sir. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take my meal and give me my money back, if that's the case?
I went on your roller coaster and it wasn't all that fun. I want. Tell him, honey. Just tell him.
I want to have your badge, please. In an envelope made of diamonds. Go for it. Tell him.
You want my Carney badge?
I want your Carney badge.
This Carney badge that I have earned with my own sweat and blood?
Sir, I want it in an envelope with diamonds and carrots.
Oh, I see. You're one of them plum. You're just one of them plum crazy city boys, aren't you? You're just all loony in the recyclery up there, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I recycle every thought that I have in my head, and I'm crazy.
We get 10,000 of you every hour in this amusement park.
Every hour?
Yes. Count it.
Well, I don't understand how
Every hour?
Yeah. They shouldn't be coming back here, sir. If your roller coasters are crap and you don't give your diamond badges away.
I don't think that this place has that kind of
class. Yes, carnival. It's a carnival. You came to a carnival, and you want a working ride.
I just think that if I had control of your ride, that it would be so much better. You know, I think I can really improve.
You do?
Yeah.
You know how much I have to do on this ride? I have to push this button and wave my hand! And watch for all the other people out there to wave their hands! And make sure I push it at the right time. Because if Sal over there doesn't have her hand raised, then little Jimmy falls off the track and dies. And we can't come back to Houston.
God, there's more to this than I thought, Dad.
But you want my badge.
No. He's just trying to give you his carny deal, you know. He's just trying to sweet talk you.
You're a fake, sir. You don't have to do anything. I think that you just sit there and listen to your iPad all the time. What? Work is done. Schlock. How much I wish my creations would just, talk to me. I live so alone, and these stations are just, 2, 3, 4. Like, what if I wanted something else and I created this man who's a man, and I want to say Channel 5 weather go, and he doesn't because he's Marvel. I used to have dreams of making humans work for me, and I could have opened up a business, but I took one of those classes where you have a thing and a hammer and just shave off rocks. They call it, carving. But that's the old term.
They used to call this carving. That's the old term. I prefer to think of it as animation.
All right, honey, I'm sorry. How was your animation class?
It was fine. Is dinner ready?
It's almost ready, honey.
What are we having?
We're having, can I call it a stir fry, or do you call it a heated food?
I call it wok interior.
This is dinner. We are in America. The word walk should mean I'm going from here to here.
Well, you know how I like to hyperbolize.
And you know how much I like to impress you, honey, with my food.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not being impressed for you enough?
I don't think so. I didn't start making food and you didn't say, "Oh, honey, this is awesome." You complained.
I wasn't complaining. I was complaining, yes. Because I have to come home every day.
To me?
To you.
To me!
Who are just doing subpar work.
But look at me, honey! You couldn't get someone that looks like me if you tried. I mean, look at this. Seriously, take a look at this. Flame shoes. Kachungas.
All right, I'll admit it. Maybe other artists, they have to do with what they have. They settled. I lucked out with you.
Yes, you certainly did luck out.
I will admit that. But you're still my wife. And you're still. I tried to sculpt these. I've tried to emulate their beauty.
Do you mean take a chisel and a hammer and scrape?
Something like that, yes. I prefer to call it animation. No. You never... Whoa! You just don't appreciate the finer terms. you know, I talk about, you talk about insects, you know. I like to refer to them as living machines.
What do you call attractive women? Are they also living machines? Do they do your bidding?
They are goddesses terrorized.
For sure! Alright, Dan, get that wall. Dan, get that wall. I'll get this one. This is done.
Fun one?
I got it all. You just gotta get your wall.
No place to hang a frame?
No, there's no place. You gotta hit it hard, and once you hit it hard, it's supposed to be a hollow sound.
You know, this would be easier if we had one of them stud finders.
Well, I have all these frames and clocks, and pictures, and wall hangings, and decals. And I just moved into this place, and if we don't have any studs, we might have to move out, or just paste things to the wall. And that's going to tear our house down, we're going to lower the value.
I moved here, to New York with you.
I know.
Thinking,
we would have a place with studs.
Yeah. A place to hang.
There's nothing up there. There's like
a place to show how awesome.
How much we love each other.
Yeah.
Come here. Come closer to me. Okay. Do you need a picture for you to be reminded that we're married?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe we don't need to hang anything on our walls. Maybe we just need to paint each other. Oh, honey.
That's so romantic.
Well, I'm thinking, with my science skills and your background in archaeology, we could do a good job of painting each other.
Oh, you mean like literally?
I am not an artist, and neither are you, so I didn't think that was an option. I meant painting each other. This is hot. It is hot.
I had visions of what we were going to do when we first got to our New York apartment, and we were going to set up the toaster and set up Netflix and something. But this is way hotter.
Paint me. Yes, paint me.
Paint me all the
I could
way
paint
around.
you red, the color of Netflix. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just tell me I'm fired. Just do it.
Fire!
Oh, God, I didn't think you would do it! I came to this review thinking I'm just going to tell my boss, tell me I'm fired. And really, I'm fired?
Yes. I'm sorry I have to do that to you, on your birthday party. I took the balloon.
I know. I deserve it. I deserve to be, stressed out when I turn 50. Well, thanks, boss.
I just thought it was time, It's like
I know, it is time.
it's like a negative positive sandwich, It's like a compliment sandwich. It's like, thanks for 50 years. You're fired. Now, here's the other part of the compliment.
Okay?
I love you. Is that too much?
No.
It just made me like to move in. Because you love me, and I can't pay my rent, so it goes hand in hand now, right? That I can move in with you, because I don't have a job, and you love me. And my hair, my manliness.
I'm just saying that I love you. Not like in a platonic way. Oh, God, what am I saying? I do love you, okay?
Don't tell anyone else, okay? I won't tell anyone unless you let me move in with you.
Okay, but it's gonna have to wait a little while.
Okay, well, I can't pay my rent on Tuesday, because you fired me today. You could give me money.
I think you're drunk.
Well, I am drunk. I just drank that bottle of wine. in like 2 seconds. You have 2 seconds to tell me why you're late, son. Yeah, you're just,
I suck.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
So, go to your room.
But that's where the Iron Maiden is.
Son, you need to face the Iron Maiden with balls. Pick up your balls and go in that Iron Maiden and like it. All right, son, come back out when you're ready. I'll be here reading the Russian news. Yeah, it's children, right? I mean, I have a problem. I have a huge problem with my life right now, and it's called life. You ever think about something? You ever think about one thing, and then something else comes into your mind, and then you start to think about that, and then something else comes into your mind, and then you have 3 things that you're thinking about that are fine. And then something else comes into your mind and you're like, whoa, slow down a little bit. And then you have a life. You're like living your life because life has things to go by, steps to do, things to do. And there's so much news to read. And there's so many things happening in the world. And then you have your life and your life matters. And you need to use your life to matter the world. And then you have 4 things and then you have 5 things. And then sooner than you know, you have 12 children or 2. But it feels like 12. Doesn't it feel like 12? It feels like, 12 children. And then you think that you're settled in your life. And then something else comes up and you have 7 things to do, right? You have 7 things that you're doing in your life and you think, okay, I'm fine. I'm an adult now. I can do these things in my life. I can work it out. And then you pick up the newspaper and you're like, there's so many things that other people are doing, and maybe I'll do some of those things. So you're like, okay, I can do 8. You drop 1, so it's still 7. But that one thing is still there. It's always still there. You never drop it. It's always there, because then you see your friends that you haven't seen in a while, and you're like, hey, you still playing that oboe? And you're like, yes, I am still playing the oboe. Thanks for reminding me. So you go home, and then now you have 8 things.
Is this finally Shangri-La?
Came to the right place. Pull your chair right in front of me. You look tired.
I've gone through the labyrinth. I fought the Minotaur.
It's exhausting work, I know.
I defeated the Dragonfly.
Well, you do look like you've been roughed up a bit. Your back is singed, and your face looks really bad.
I cleaned out the footlocker.
Yes, you do have fungus growing all over your body, and roots coming out of your nose. I can cut them for a price.
Price?
A price.
Will you do more than just grant wishes?
Well, I grant wishes, I, schedule appointments. I can plan your son's bar mitzvah. And run it.
Even in a conservative synagogue?
I love seeing the women sit on the other side.
Doesn't that just get you horny?
Rabbis aren't supposed to be horny. They're supposed to be wealthy.
Shangri-La is Jewish.
Yes. It's a little known secret. Unknown secret, I guess. But most people know it.
Did you know that Shangri-La is Jewish?
Yes.
Because I just found out today. I was watching the Colbert Report, and he was talking about Shangri-La, and he's like, yeah, Shangri-La it's he.
Are you trying to convince me that I should be a Jewish person? Because I will for you. If you want me to be a Jewish person,
No, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, I think you were saying that. I think you were saying, you keep bringing up Shangri-La, and you keep saying, do you realize it's Jewish? Every day I come home from work and I say, hat, clothes, off. And I show you my body and you say, do you realize whatever is Jewish? You realize Bill Clinton's a vegan, do you realize this and this? And I say, is this a subtle hint? And you say no, my psychologist says yes.
You go to a psychologist?
And a psychiatrist, and a shrink, and a doctor, and a dentist. So that's what I told her. And she said, you go to a psychologist? Like, I haven't told her this a million times.
Sounds like she's suffering from repressed memory syndrome.
Well, I've tried hitting her over the head with a racket. Like you mentioned, you said it might help, and it didn't. All I got was a slap. That turned into another slap, then turned into more slaps, and then it turned into sex, but you know, those first few slaps were painful.
As your doctor, I have to keep this confidential, but just so you know, since violence is involved, you can bring this to the courts.
What, and say, oh, she's slapping me? I'm being slapped? What, the courts will say, oh, don't slap them?
Yes, domestic violence.
Is a slap really domestic violence? I mean, they used to say you could slap your children, and now they say just don't tell anyone you do it.
You heard this from what? Reading Dr. Spock's books?
Well, yeah, Dr. Spock comes out with 12 books a year! One a month! And he knows a lot.
I think you need to bring your marriage and your life into the 21st century. You know, I mean, you're obviously struggling with a more conservative spouse.
Yes, conservatism lives well in the 21st century.
He uses a tennis racket. You know, who plays tennis anymore?
I know, right? Who plays tennis anymore? It's an old person's sport. Oh! 15, I don't remember. Ow! Artie, you had to hit it. You got to hit the ball.
I decided to look at it instead.
Oh, Harry, why don't you try staring away from the sun and I'll go on your side.
Alright. I don't have to do one of those net jumpy things.
No, you just gotta try to walk across the field, of course. And get there before tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow, Harvey. We have the court till 7 tonight.
What a beautiful thing tomorrow will be.
Yeah, if we're still around tomorrow, Harvey. Ooh!
Thanks for coming tonight. The next group up, give them a big hand. They're called the Blanks and Blank.
That's our theme song.